with these 3 pieces of paper, possibly more. I'm going to talk about how your mind can add a layer of discomfort to your life without you even realizing it. So it's like this. Throughout your life, ever since you're just an itty bitty little expression, you've been collecting ideas about how you should be, how life should be, how your life should be. And it's everything, I mean everything, you've ever been exposed to with film, television, print, social media, books, etc. Your brain, cute as it is like, okay, great, good idea. This is what adulthood looks like. This is what success looks like. This is what horses look like, blah, blah, blah. This is what it should be. It's modeling, just like kids pick up stuff from parents. They're like, oh my God, nobody taught them that. How they know? Because they've been watching. So you've been watching things your whole life, and you've created this idea. And right now, there's so much information. So you have a bigger should than anybody should. Bigger than ever in history. Think about that for a second. So you've got this huge ass should that you're carrying around very deeply within you. So deeply that you might not notice that you're constantly comparing yourself and your life, or how you think you are, to how you think you should be. Remember though, I said there were 3 pieces here. The 3rd piece is, which is different than think. So there is a version of your life that's real, a version of you that's real, but that's not the version that you interact with. You have an idea of yourself, you have an idea of your life, you think about them, and when you think about them, you can't see them because you're the thing that's looking. So you're comparing, this is a really funny part, you're comparing your idea of yourself and your life with what you think it should be, which isn't even the actual thing. So even if this was a helpful thing to do, you're not even doing it right. Which is to say, how do you know if you're doing this? Well, if your internal tension, or your internal dialogue rather, is saying stuff like, well, Shaylee, let's get your body to look like this. Let's get your relationships to look like that. Let's change, toil, think, compare, explain why it's not, forecast, blah, blah, blah. Then you know you're working with this. So what can you do instead? Well, you could say, first, I would try to come up with a reason why you would want to retire this. If you did retire this, if you stopped making yourself feel bad about this imaginary should. Because, my friends, remember, most of the stuff that you interact with in external to you is because somebody wants to get you to do something. Whether it's brush your teeth or buy something, they've got an idea about what you should do, which means that there's a little bit of an angle to the information. So what you've collected in your should pile is really not even good information. Okay, so first come up with an idea why you might want to put this down. You can use mine if you want. Mine is, then I get to enjoy my life and focus my mental and emotional energy on what is, which is where I can actually do something. And when I'm doing this, and I'm not worried about this, then I'm making choices that feel good to me, because I'm there to see if they feel good to me. And if they feel good to me, then I know that they're right for me. Does that mean that my is going to look like it should to other people? No, it often doesn't. Ask my grandma. And okay, so that's why you might want to allow yourself here. When you are here, let's see where I was trucking. It's been so long since I presented. You guys want to know a secret? I'll tell you when I'm done. Okay, so when you're here, you give yourself a shot at enjoying your life, which is what you would likely be trying to do by consulting this should list. It should look like this. That way it's good. And if it's good, I can enjoy it. But these aren't yours. These aren't for you. This is yours. This is for you. So when you retire the comparison, which again isn't even is to should, it's think to should, you allow yourself space to be with what is, which is where you're trying to get to always, anyhow. Thank you for joining me for this brief presentation. TM me if you want the secret.